Hey guys, it's Thorbeard. I want to talk about Shyvana. Shyvana is really strong right now, so I made this video to highlight some of her strengths and also talk about a little bit about how to play against her. Now, in this game, our Jinx disconnects at level 1 and doesn't reconnect, you'll see in the next clip, until about 6 minutes. Now, one of Shyvana's biggest strengths, obviously her jungle clear. Now, recent item changes have made Shyvana so strong. One of those items, of course, is the new Devourer item. She can not only get to the Devourer really quick, but also stack it up really quick. So, the best strategy when your team gets behind or if you have somebody disconnected is to just AFK farm the jungle, ignore your team until you get to that certain item threshold, which should be at about 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you can have your Sata Devourer stacked all the way up, you'll have Blade of the Rune King, hopefully your tier 2 boots, and from that point you can start building health. We talked about item changes. New Juggernaut items are really strong on Shyvana. I'm personally a big fan of the Titanic Hydra because it gives her a lot of attack damage, and AoE damage, and then more damage based on her health. And the stacking health is really good on Shyvana as well because she gets the free tank stats. She gets free armor and magic resist, and it doubles when she's in dragon form. So adding a little bit of health on that goes a lot further than it would on other champions because she already has that innate takiness. Now you can see right here, I go on to Soraka, I get exhausted, I get silenced, I get slowed, I get snared, she flashes, and I'm still able to catch up with her because I have the move speed from Burnout. And Flash, of course. That's another great thing about Shyvana. I'm able to kill her through her heal with my Q. Right here, I go in on Twisted Fate, just burn out and walk away, go straight back to farming. So move speed is definitely one of Shyvana's strengths. Her AoE damage is one of her strengths. And her ability to use the Sata Devourer. It works so well on her because her Q not only procs the on-hit attack twice because it counts as 2 auto attacks, but it also helps lower the cooldown of her Q because her Q cooldown is lowered by auto attacks, and it lowers the cooldown of her ultimate. So you can engage a fight with your ultimate, or get away from a fight with an ultimate, and then run into the jungle, take a couple of camps, and have it right back up again. So how do you play against Shyvana? You guys have probably all been there. You've been in solo queue, there's this dragon on the enemy team, you don't see her for 20 minutes, she shows up, she eats your team alive. Well, look at the strengths that Shyvana has. She can AFK and farm the jungle and come out really strong. No one can clear quite as fast as Shyvana, but there's a few champions that can clear almost as fast as Shyvana. And the first one that comes to mind is Udyr, because he has similar move speed, and he's got a cool stun. And he actually has really good consistent damage in his Tiger stance. I've played Udyr into Shyvana, I like it, I've won games with it. He scales pretty well with the same types of item, although I prefer to go more tanky than more damage with Udyr. Whereas with Shyvana, I'll build the health and attack damage items. With Udyr, I'll just go for like a Spirit Visage for some cooldown reduction and some more tank stats. Now there's another approach you can take to play against Shyvana, and that's just play early game junglers. Personally, I'm not very good at playing Elise. I think she's kind of a boring champion, but she's got a really strong early game. She's got a free stun and 6 abilities at level 3. She'll have a lot more gank pressure than Shyvana, and there's one thing that you can't do as Shyvana, and that's carry if your team gets too far behind. Now, we got pretty far behind in this game. We gave up a few stupid kills after Jinx came back, and Jinx was gone for a while, but she AFK farmed the lanes, I AFK farmed the jungle, and we were fine. But if the team gets so far ahead and their lanes get fed, you just can't do anything about it, even on such a strong champion as Shyvana. Now, one thing you can try is to play Nidalee. Nidalee's a really high damage jungler with a pretty good early clear, although the early clear is hard to pull off if you're not familiar with it. She can take a lot of damage from early jungle camps if you don't know how to juggle the aggro properly. Those are a few champions that I like to play in it. Sometimes Devourer Fizz is good, although he got nerfed just a little bit in the most recent patch, and I've had mixed results with it. But this is a perfect example of why Shyvana is strong. Engage a team fight, I use my move speed and slow from my blue smite to lock people in place to get a triple kill. At this point, there's not much the enemy team can do. We give up a few more kills later in the game, but they end up surrendering to us. So if you guys liked the video, you want some more jungle analysis of champions and items, subscribe to my channel. I'll be trying to post videos as often as I can with champions I like to play, items I like to buy, and as always, have fun on the Rift!